Hey guys, Justin here with JHart Modelworks. It's time for another update on the Tamiya Ducati 916. We have a lot of progress done. I was hoping to have it finished this week, but it's not going to happen. But we are very close. How close? Let's go ahead and get the camera flipped around and find out. Alright guys, here we are. Our bike is looking like a bike. So we have the entire front end is complete. Basically the whole chassis is complete at this point. Something I do want to point out, you'll notice that I am missing the castle nut. I've lost this thing. Well, I haven't lost it. I know exactly where it's at, but it's been broken off 3 times. It is in fact right here on my desk. Now, the castle nut just kind of barely fits on here, but it does fit snugly. If you remember correctly, I mentioned that I had issues with the bike not wanting to sit on the stand. That's because this hole is about 3 millimeters. The stand post here is 1.9 millimeters. The opening in the castle nut is about 2 millimeters. It barely fits on here. And every time I try to test fit this or try to work on it, this ends up breaking the castle nut off of the wheel. So my fix for both problems is that I'm reprinting the castle nut yet again, but I'm making a cylindrical post. That is, the inside diameter is the diameter of this opening. The outside diameter is just going to fit barely inside the wheel opening here so that I can glue it down in there. It will fit snugly, it will be nice and tight, and it will quit coming off. Simultaneously, it's going to be long enough that it's going to cause this to fit snugly inside the entire setting, and I won't have the bike falling off the stand anymore. So that's the resolution for this issue. Now, I do have issues. I think it's because of all the high fill primer that's on here, but my glass does not push all the way in, which makes the fit really tight for this whole front cowl, but I did get it screwed into place. On both sides, it's exactly where it should be. Everything sits, everything lines up. I have test fit the fairings. The fairings sit correctly for the most part. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, all in all, this is looking really good. The forks are, I forget what color that is. I want to say it's Mr. Hobby Super Iron, but I modify my Mr. Hobby Super Iron. I add a little bit of their gloss black to it, which gives it a bit of a darker tone. Because most of the Super Hobby colors, the Super Hobby silver colors almost all look alike. They just have slightly different sheens. So I darken up the iron. I add some of their gold to the titanium to give it a little bit more of a goldish look and change the color tone of it instead of just the sheen. So I make some slight changes to a couple of those colors so they look a little bit different. The bottom down here, this part is supposed to be some weird mix that Tamiya gives you. I forget exactly what colors. I want to say it was like orange and silver or something like that. I don't know. It was strange. And when I mixed some of it, it did not look like the reference photos. So what I did was I took 1 milliliter of Mr. Hobby Super Metallics Super Copper. It's one of the newer colors I came out with a couple of years ago. They did copper, duraluminum, and the super rich gold. And I love all 3 of those colors. But I took some of the copper, I mixed in 30 drops of Tamiya's metallic gray in the LP range, not the acrylics, but the lacquer range, into the copper, to the 1 milliliter of copper. And I got this beautiful kind of bronze color. Thinking back, I probably should have just used the TE bronze that I have from Splash. It probably would have been a little darker, but I really like the tone that I got down here on the bottom of the forks. Use the super rich gold on the brakes. One thing I'm not super happy with, Again, just like on the rear brakes, the detail for the Brembo logos isn't quite tall enough to get some color on without just completely messing it up. Even trying my rubber stamping technique, it got down in between everything and it just would not come out clear. So I just cleaned them up and resprayed them gold. But yeah, that is looking pretty good. I did drill out the holes for the brakes. You can't really tell that I drilled them out. They're very small. I want to say they're like 0.4 millimeter holes. But I did that on both sides. So we have our gauge cluster up here. I used the display markers. I used the metallic version of the display markers to get the little indicator lights that are up at the top and just kind of hit them with the colors that I saw in the reference photos. Now on the reference photos, those lights are darker, but you know, it is what it is. I can't really darken them up. They're a marker. I did the decals for the various instruments, and then I added some Bondic in there. Gave it plenty of time to level out. Used a toothpick, made sure there were no bubbles, made sure it was nice and flat before I cured it. Now this piece right here, this little round bit, there's actually a part in the kit that's supposed to go there, and it covers the screw that's in here. You can kind of see, you can't really see it because of my finger and the light and the angles, but there's a screw in there that holds the steering onto the frame. I lost it. No idea where it went. So I went and 3D modeled one using some reference photos, and then I added in a magnet. So the magnet's in there. If I ever needed to take the front end off, it would be a nightmare to do, but it would be possible to remove that screw and take the front end off. Another thing that we did are there's the brake, and then I found out that this is a clutch reservoir for the clutch fluid, and I lost this as well. So I had to go 3D model one of these. It's very hard to get dimensions on something if you don't know what it is. I thought maybe this was some sort of a brake fluid, like they were both, like maybe one was the front, one was the rear. Ended up going to like a Ducati group and had someone finally explain to me what this is. Also, the Scale Motorcycle Modeling group on Facebook helped me with that as well. But I was able to just model up, 3D model and print up a replacement there. So yeah, all in all, I am really happy with how everything turned out. We all have all of our little tubing installed. Our brakes are done. There is a line that goes from the clutch fluid all the way down through here, down to the clutch. And it would just kind of flop loose. So I use some of my 34 gauge wire, just really ridiculously thin wire. I get it off of eBay. So what I use this for now, because I have a whole lot of this ridiculously thin wire, is I use it to make like straps. They look kind of like zip ties in here. I may add one more in the center here. I'm not entirely certain. With the fairings on, you're not going to see it anyhow, but it would look kind of nice to have it, you know, strapped down in the center. But yeah, all in all, I'm getting real happy with that. This is still gray. It's supposed to be chrome. I use that super fancy new chrome that everyone loves, but I guess my skin, maybe my skin is just too acidic, but as soon as I touched it, it turned gray. I'm trying to decide if I want to either try and brush that chrome on from just using their brush and hopefully not get it everywhere, and then maybe I would have a nice chrome finish, or do I want to go ahead and cut some templates out of carbon fiber and carbon fiber these? What do you guys think I should do with that? Now you may notice in here that there are some magnets here in the screw holes for the fairing screws. Rather than using the screws for the fairings, what I'm doing is I've got some 1 millimeter diameter by 1 millimeter tall neodymium magnets. They are perfectly fit inside this hole because these are like 1.2 millimeter holes. These things, when you put some CA glue in those holes, these things fit absolutely perfect. And because you've got these pins here that go into the pinholes, that helps to support the fairing. So as long as you don't cut those off, those are going to help give you a little extra support, and those fairings will stay on with no problem. This one is a little trickier because you've got the opening here for the kickstand, and then that needs to go over the little brace for the kickstand. Then you can close your kickstand. But those sit right flush with the body. The only issue I do have, and I think this may be a 3D printing issue, is this does not sit completely flush. I think the issue may be something with this clutch not fitting right. I found that there was an issue. My 3D printer is printing things out of scale on the Z-axis, especially if things are angled. So if you have something sitting at an angle, it doesn't scale correctly, and something ends up a little bit longer than it should be. And I think maybe just something is slightly out of scale that is causing this to sort of not sit flush. I'm not certain, but yeah, the fairing just doesn't quite close. You're not really going to see it when it's in the case. I mean, just sitting, it's going to look like that, just sitting in the case. So I'm not that concerned with it. It's my second bike. It's not going to be perfect. I've contemplated gluing some magnets in here just to kind of try and help tighten it up. I don't think it's worth worrying about, especially not for my second bike. Yeah, if I get that in there, then this doesn't quite sit right. But everything is exactly where it's supposed to be on the frame. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I think that clutch just sits just a little bit too far out, like maybe a millimeter, maybe a half millimeter too far somewhere, and it's just keeping everything from sitting all the way in properly. All right, for our body, we have our gas cap glued in place. Our seat is finally glued down. We've got our taillights installed, and we've added some mesh in here. Now, I use some of these smaller mesh. If y'all remember, I picked up some mesh for the Ferrari F355, and I had a larger mesh that I actually ended up using on it, and I bought this smaller mesh as well from Scale Riders. Great site, really great guy. I used some of that to go in here. So I just used some Tamiya tape and made a template of the openings. And just glued the mesh in place. I cut it a little bit long here and here. I kind of did the same thing, just cut a little bit extra, like little flaps in there that gave me some better purchase in there that I could get some glue in to help me make sure that these stayed down. So those are in, and I think those look really nice. Just to clean this up, I may come back in with some Mr. Surfacer black and just black the inside of the body, but I don't really think it's going to be that big of an issue. I don't think I really need to worry about it. So by the time you get this, I'll kind of get this kind of close, but by the time you get that in, you're not going to be able to see up in there anyhow. There's this whole cover in here that blocks everything. I don't really think I really need to go in there and black that. So we'll see. But body-wise, we are done. We do need to add in our turn signals. Our front and rear turn signals are painted up and assembled. Now to get this shiny metallic effect, what I do is I will paint the front and back of these lenses a couple of coats, 2, 3, 4 coats of Tamiya clear orange, and then I'll come back afterwards and I'll paint just the back side in some Mr. Hobby Super Dur aluminum, and that reflects through that clear orange and gives you that metallic look for those turn signals. And finally, we have our mirrors, which we've just done in Mr. Surfacer 1500 black. I'm contemplating trying to carbon fiber these. It may not be that bad, but it could be kind of annoying trying to get the carbon fiber to conform to all these curves. I don't know. Another issue that I have with the mirrors is that I have lost the mirror faces. No idea when or how but I did. So it's really not that big of a deal. What I'm going to end up doing is taking some Tamiya tape and pushing it in there, and then I'm going to draw up and cut out a template. I'll cut it out of a bit of sheet styrene and just sand it, make sure it's nice and clean, gets me a good fit. Then I'll just paint it up. Little chrome in there, maybe some Duralumin tough chrome. I may try this chrome that everybody's loving, this liquid foil chrome. I may try some of this fusion firm chrome. I don't know, we'll see what happens. My results have not been great. Everybody else says their results are fantastic. My results are bright gray. I may try this again on those mirrors and just see what happens. The only other thing that we will have to do after we get all that taken care of is I have not done my plates yet. I've kind of designed them, but I haven't printed them out. So I'll just print those on a decal, put them on a piece of aluminum, cut it, and glue it onto the plate frame. I am having a little bit of trouble getting a reference photo for the tags. Motorcycle tags aren't the same as a car tag. It's just a little square that goes in the corner of the license plate. So I'm trying to get some reference photos so I can design those up properly so that I can do what I normally do with my tags and put the month and year that I finished the build on it. But that shouldn't be too hard at all. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I always appreciate you watching the videos, and I appreciate all your support for the channel, and I will catch you guys on the next one.